This, whilst you've been away, this stream has turned into a fuck Andy Burnham stream. Like, for reals is. That guy is... Like, I expected him to get elected and then let us down. Right? I expected that process to take place because, of course, he's a fucking Blairite. I expected that much. He wasn't even the candidate and he was already rowing back on shit.
Literally.
Oh my god. So, right, now I'm reticent to bring up, like, trans issues with you specifically because it's not a focus of your content particularly. Although as a trans person I'm sure you do talk about it on occasion. But when it's a politically relevant story, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And we have had, unfortunately, such an issue. We are now to the right of Donald Trump's America.
We are to the right of Donald Trump's America, yeah.
We on Turf Island are now officially more transphobic than virtually anywhere.
It's funny, like, so many people get mad at the Green Party saying, I can't believe Islamists would ally with the gays. And I'm just like, we have more restrictive, like, laws against trans people than fucking Pakistan does now.
Yeah. Well, this is on the heels of us having fallen to 22nd in Europe in terms of LGBT rights, which is literally fucking rancid. There are no countries in Western Europe more anti-LGBTQ than Britain.
But it's changed with Labour, though, ending the Tory chaos.
Yeah, no, that's
adults in the room.
Super awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, just adults in the room eugenicism.
Yeah. So now trans people are going to be forced into the quote-unquote biologically correct toilet.
Well, the other thing is, right, so the problem is they're not going to be forced. What's going to happen is that the only way that you ever get removed from it is if someone suspects that you're transgender and then tries to get you to confirm it, but they also admit that there is no actual documentation that you can use to prove it, since the Gender Recognition Act means that you can change your birth sex on your passport and indeed on your birth certificate. Yeah. So basically no ID has any ability to be able to prove to anybody, meaning that literally the only thing that people can go on who are service providers is what they reckon.
Yeah, basically.
The official guidance is, well, there's no way that you can prove either way or not, so we're going to have to let service providers reckon they know.
So, firstly, well done to all of the turfoid lesbian people and lesbian supposed allies, because what this is going to do is essentially mean that butch cis women are going to be kicked out of toilets a lot. That's all that's going to happen. Your average trans person passes and just goes about their fucking business. It's going to be butch, sometimes lesbians, who are going to get kicked out of toilets. So well done there, JK. Thanks. Secondly, when I say JK, I mean JK Rowling. I wasn't saying joke. That just to be clarify.
Or indeed JK from Jamiroquai.
No, although frankly, I'm thinking of going deeper underground. So
honestly, at this point,
yeah. It is virtual and actual insanity. Right, those are my two Jamiroquai jokes for the day. Quota met. Now, so that's going to happen. And secondly, when you say there's no documentation that can, actually prove one way or the other, don't give them the idea of tattooing people, because it's not far away.
True, like I wouldn't put past like pink triangles from this government.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're going to say, well, we're going to have to. We're going to have some way of telling. So I don't know, maybe a serial number tattooed on the forearm.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, so
what's immediately going to happen is that people are going to be accused of being so when they're not. They're going to sue the providers, and this whole thing's going to come crashing down. Yeah. There's going to be endless lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit because the guidance makes no sense and is totally unworkable, and is so open to interpretation on both ends and does nothing for any of the clarity that if Sarah Owen or Keir Starmer or Andy Burnham says that it does. Meaning that it's just going to be a total fucking car crash. It's an absolute mess.
Yes. And you having mentioned Mr. Burnham there, a man who has, let's see, what has he rode back on? Support for proportional representation, that's gone. Economic progressivism, nope, he's going to carry on with the same fiscal rules. Hamstrung this government and led them to being the most unpopular in history. He's rode back on, oh God, what else? Oh, there's so many. He's breaking every promise he ever fucking had, basically, including support of trans people and their rights.
Oh, he's rode back on supporting rejoining the European Union,
Oh,
which of
yes,
course
rejoining,
is understandable,
yeah.
given the fact where he's standing, right? But it's just like, mate, it's on fucking camera. We know that you believe this. Do you think that the residents of Makerfield are stupid?
Well, he does. Yes, that's why he's standing there. Because he's not standing to be an MP. He's standing to be Prime Minister.
That's true.
Which is contemptuous at the very least of
that's very presumptive that he will be the political titan of Birmingham, Selly Oak, Al Khan's.
This is true, although I did have to feel a certain anti-Birmingham bias given the polling, that the two worst candidates that were polled for were Shabana Mahmood, Birmingham, and Al Khan's, Birmingham.
Although neither of them are from Birmingham, though, right?
No, neither of them are actually from Birmingham. Although I believe Shabana Mahmood is from at least sort of near Birmingham, whereas Al Khan's is a Scottish man who, ironically, given that he was a was parachuted into the city. Having never been here, you know.
Shabana Mahmood was born in Birmingham.
Oh, was she? I thought she grew up in, like, fucking Dudley or something, didn't she? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, they're both losing their seats in the next election. Lols in chat, let's go. Right. So, Andy Burnham has said that the ECHR ruling the Supreme Court ruling needs to be implemented, whilst also giving some mealy-mouthed shit about not... oppressing, marginalising the already marginalised, but like, if you're literally saying you can't piss in the place you've always pissed, that does appear to be sort of marginalising.
Yeah. The actual basic guidance says, I mean, for trans women it says you have to piss in the men's. For trans men it is literally you cannot piss.
Yeah, basically, yes, yeah.
This is what's so stupid about this guidance, is that it specifically makes a carve out and make sure that trans men, who are the people who weren't supposed to be the target of this, by the way, like, let's not try and kid ourselves that this was targeted in any way at anyone other than trans women, who are the demon as far as the political class are concerned, right? But the people who are hit the hardest here, specifically carved out to have the worst results, are trans men, as they are not allowed to use men's or women's toilets in this guidance.
Indeed so. And of course, the whole argument they make about being made to feel unsafe, I wonder how your average woman is going to feel when Buck Angel, the ripped as fuck muscly trans dude, goes for a piss in the women's.
And he believes he should be.
Yeah,
he believes
exactly.
That he believes he's a woman, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know they're fucking garbage bags, some of these people. Again, some of you bitches... I don't support because you're idiots. But the point being, I support your rights. And having them, or how are men going to feel when, I don't know, fucking Blair White strolls in to the blokes' toilet? Look, it's fucking madness. That's not going to make anyone feel safe or comfortable in a situation they already did feel safe and comfortable in.
Yeah, I think it's the reality, of course, is that what's going to happen is that people who pass are just going to ignore this. Because, again, literally the only way of policing this, which has been admitted in the statutory guidance, is asking people when you don't think that they necessarily are cisgender. And in lots of cases, that's just not going to be the case. And people who are stealth, people who pass, even people who just kind of pass, sort of, right? Like, I probably will be able to get away with it, despite, you know, kind of semi-passing, right? Because no one fucking has any... First of all, no one cares, right? No one actually fucking cares. Yeah. And second of all, British people are far too reserved to bother asking anyone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. People just go, oh, okay. And just get on with it, yeah. Also, you don't semi-pass, you pass. Don't be self-effacing around me. This is not silly hours, okay? This is not silly goose hours that we're doing here.
It certainly feels like silly goose hours on Normal Island, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but this is just, unfortunately, now normal goose hours. These are average goose hours on the island. So, Andy Burnham has rode back on trans fucking issues, so he's not going to be economically progressive. He's not being in terms of sort of LGBT rights, not being in terms of constitutional, and he's not even going to do it on immigration either.
No, he supports all of Shabana Mahmood's reform.
He supports the fucking fascioid shite that they're doing in terms of immigration as well. What are you running for, Andrew? What change do you actually want to bring at all? How do you and Keir Starmer differ, other than him being like polling behind fucking cholera at this point? Like, other than that, what actual structural or even just slight policy differences are there between you and him? Because I don't fucking see many, to be honest.
Well, I think it's like Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer is like, it's like skin cancer. So no, Andy Burnham is like skin cancer, whereas Keir Starmer is colorectal cancer. Like one is more dangerous and more painful than the other. But do you really want cancer?
Yeah. Well, exactly. They're both just cancer, though. Yeah. I'm reminded. I mean, it is a slightly weird analogy, but I'm reminded of the Malcolm X quote. He said, "Was it the difference between liberals and conservatives is the liberals are more dishonest. They both want power and domination over the people they despise, but the liberal has pretended to be the N-word's friend or ally or something." And again, I've cleaned N-word up. He used the word. And I think this is true with him as well. He's now pretending to be on the side of the working class whilst actually going to do exactly the same fucking things. And how is he expecting a different outcome exactly? How are you going to turn any of this around if you're just going to do the same failed policies as the current government?
And I think what's funny as well is that since West Streeting came out with supporting capital gains tax reform, we might be in the position where West Streeting comes out as more progressive than Burnham.
Yeah, what we need to support is Comrade Streeting. Sorry, I nearly died from the joke. That joke I just did nearly actually killed me to say it.
Like, I literally uploaded the segment on my channel fucking yesterday, mocking Rory Stewart for claiming that West Streeting can unite the progressive base with moderate conservatives. And I was just like, you are fucking mental. You are fucking mental.
These people get paid for these views. They get paid to speak. Why? Who? What? Oh, God, it's gross. This is how you end up in a country like this. Because people like that fucking Alistair Campbell are taken seriously rather than shipped off to The Hague. Anyway. So, I mean, again, just fuck Andy Burnham, I think, is that's going to be the main thrust of things. I was stupidly, when I was on Turn Left, I said we should stand aside for him. But, like, it took him less than 3 days to eviscerate that goodwill from me. And now I'm at the point where, like, I kind of hope he loses. Fuck him. Fuck him.
I mean, I just want Labour destroyed. Like, I don't care who's in charge. I want the party, like, electorally vaporised at this point. It's a moral imperative, really, that they get electorally vaporised.
Yeah,
what I will say, there has been an Andy Burnham interview today where he is kind of combating West Streeting by calling for a land value tax instead of a capital gains tax rise. That's the kind of the tax reforms they're both looking at. And he says he expresses skepticism about the changes to indefinite leave to remain. So we'll see.
Okay, so that's the updates from the tinkering with the chairs as the Titanic sinks. Awesome.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Thanks, guys.